welcome back. We're having our leadership conversations in here with the founder of City Harvest Church Singapore, Pastor Kong Hee. And wow, what a powerful first episode, Pastor. I was so blessed, as you talk about the love of God. And it's not just something you talk about, but, it resonates from you. I was just reminded, and I thought we could pick up with this episode, really the revival when I came in 96. I came in 95, and then 96, I came on staff. You had gone to Hawaii, and in that place, and I don't want to share this story, but you had an encounter with God which really revolutionized our church, and that brought one wave of revival in. Can you just share about that?
Yeah. Derek, you came in 1995, December, right?
Yes.
So in 1996, February, I was invited to go to Hawaii to attend a conference. So one of the nights, I was not scheduled to preach, and I was in the hotel room, and I had an encounter with God. I was standing at the balcony, just looking at the beautiful Waikiki beach. And all of a sudden, deep in my heart, there was a cry. Sometimes Romans 8 says that we don't know how to pray, and the Spirit was praying through us with groanings that cannot be uttered. There was a groan, a dissatisfaction. I said, God, here I am in Singapore with 7% or 12% Christians, and Greater Asia, where there's so many lost people. How can I see revival in my generation? And I felt it's like the old timers, they said, a glory cloud. It just came and hit me in the balcony.
Yeah.
I turned around and I looked at Sun. My wife, was on the bed and she was weeping and crying. So I knew I was in a God moment. And the Lord just told me to turn open to Matthew 22. So I turned to Matthew 22 and came to that part where Jesus was talking to that young lawyer and said, what is the greatest thing you must do? And you got to keep the law. And then Jesus said, look, you got to love the Lord your God with all your heart, all your soul, all your mind. And then you got to love your neighbor as yourself. Right there in the balcony, the Lord spoke to me and said, I want you to say that again. You got to love the Lord your God with all your heart, all your mind, all your soul, all your strength. You got to love the Lord your God with all your heart, all your soul, all your mind, all your strength. And I probably repeated that for, 40, 50 times. And then the Lord said to me in one phrase, Kong, what do you think I'm trying to say? I said, God, it's so simple, right? It's loving God wholeheartedly. And then he said, now read on. Love your neighbor as yourself. Love your neighbor as yourself. I read that 30, 40, 50 times. So in one sentence, I said, Lord, it's loving people fervently. So I make two statements. Loving God wholeheartedly, loving people fervently. And then Jesus goes on to say, he said, upon these hung all the prophets and the law. So the Holy Spirit was having a conversation with me. He said, who are the prophets? They are the ones that give the vision. What is the law? Everything you got to do. And all of a sudden, something clicked. Everything I must do, every vision I got to have must be built upon loving God and loving people. How do I express my love for God? One way is by loving those that are around me. So instead of just praying and praying for revival, hoping that God would draw all these people in, why don't I build a church without walls and take the presence of God that we enjoy every week into the highways and the byways to find a hurt and heal it, to find a need and meet it, to give the people a vision, to have a passion of compassion for a world without vision. Yeah, that's right. That's the phrase we use, right?
Yeah.
To have a passion of compassion for a world without a vision.
Yeah.
So I came back.
Yep.
And you were in Singapore, and I shared with all of you.
Yeah.
And in that service, it is like the presence of God just hit us in such a strong way. I said, guys, let's go out to the highways and byways and find the poor and needy, and let's share with them the love of Jesus. And we did that. We reached out to prostitutes, we reached out to drug addicts, to people with HIV, to the poorest in the community, to the gangs, to the elderly, to those that are mentally disabled. You were involved in those terminally ill. And the Lord gave me a promise in Hawaii. And there actually at that point in time, the actual attendance in our church was 800. The Lord said, and that was February. He said that by end of this year, I'm going to take it to 3,000.
Yep.
And you know,
That's huge.
that's huge. If you've been existing for years and all you have is 800 and what, I'm going to tell my members in 10 months, the Lord say, thus saith the Lord, 3,000. If nothing happened, they're going to stone me as a false prophet, right? But as we did that, miracles happened.
Yeah.
And so many people came in. By December of 1996, we have 3,200.
Yeah.
And the following year, 5,000, 7,000. By the year 2000, we had 10,000.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Yeah, it's exciting. I remember those days, and I just told it. And during that time, we were praying, we were worshiping, we were casting out demons, we're doing all these things. And
you were so good at casting out demons.
It was fun back then.
Usually, if you know of a ghost in the neighborhood, we're gonna call Derek. He's a ghostbuster.
But that wasn't bringing growth. In a sense, there had been a little bit of stagnancy there.
Right.
But that vision and that word revolutionized the church. And even to today, and everything we do, and I still think that. And when people come and they have a project, or my guys will come and say, let's do this. Is it going to cause people to love God more? Is it going to cause people to love their neighbor, and do that? And that's the ethos.
And that is the whole Bible, isn't it?
Yeah.
When you look at the Bible from Genesis all the way to Revelation, it's really a book on love.
Yeah.
God is love.
Yeah.
God is truth, God is holy, but underlying all that, the most important foundation of who God is love.
Yeah.
And the entire Bible really is a book to teach us how to express our love for God
Yeah.
and for each other.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Derek, the thing is, we go to school and we are talking about general education earlier.
Yeah.
We learn about math, we learn about chemistry, physics, history, philosophy, but nobody ever taught us how to love.
Yeah.
The only place you can go to is to God and to the Bible.
Wow. That's true. Beautiful. Yeah, and I think that's part of families getting healthy. All of that is learning. It's an example here on the earth of God, His gift to us to learning love. But with dysfunctional families and all that, a lot of, people that came to the church, they experienced love, experienced the family of God there. I remember there was one service and you asked, how many of you have never heard your father say, I love you? And I looked and it was like 90% or more that raised their hand. My heart just broke.
Yeah.
But really the church became a spiritual family.
Yeah.
And, that love for one another, the Bible says, even though we've had all the other great stuff that's come that God's added, but really it was that community. And, it was a little uncomfortable at first. I think when I first came to church, everyone would turn to your neighbor and give each other hugs. And I'm from the American where we just kind of, come in and look at each other and then, you don't have that relationship. But it forced me to build relationship and, seeing the team grow together. It's just like family being back. It's a beautiful thing that God's doing. And I love all the rest of it. But that love for each other, that love for God is what keeps us going.
The Bible talks about the simplicity of the gospel. And we mustn't make the gospel or the Christian faith, the church, too complicated.
Yeah.
And hopefully, and this is what I want. This is my biggest longing. The older I am as a Christian, the more experienced I am in the ministry, the more loving I want to be.
Yeah.
The more I want to see the fruit of the Spirit at work. We are Pentecostals. We love the power of God. We love signs, wonders, miracles, casting out demons, raising the dead. We love all that.
Yeah.
But the thing that will sustain our ministry and our walk with God is really things like peace, joy, love, long-suffering, kindness, goodness, gentleness, faithfulness, self-control.
Yeah.
And all those things are expression of love.
Yeah.
So my daily prayer is that as a pastor, as a husband, as a father, Lord, make me kinder, make me more patient, make me more forbearing, make me sweeter in my words, more encouraging. And I think that is a show of strength.
Yeah. I was meditating a few months ago and, about power and we want to see miracles and things like that. But Jesus was moved with compassion.
Yeah.
And that's love. That's where power flows. Yeah. It's not about look at me or what happened or what God did through me, but it's that compassion and love for people that are broken, hurting, and wanting to see them encounter God.
And we always say this. We say that power is a result of faith, right? That's why we love faith messages.
Yeah.
But faith works through love.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. Without love, our faith cannot work.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's stay loving. Let's be more loving. Let's be more patient, kinder.
Yeah.
Let's really show the world who our God is really like.
Yeah. Yeah, especially in these hard times with COVID, and people are looking for that. They're looking for love. They're looking for community. They're looking for encouragement in the midst of hopelessness. Part of that is faith, but it flows through love.
Yeah. You know, we live in a very angry world right now.
Yeah.
People are angry with COVID, angry with war, angry with dysfunctional authorities.
Yeah.
And everything seems to be breaking down. And if we can not be so angry and exemplify the love and the compassion of Jesus, I think we really become salt and light in the world.
Yeah. How do we, Pastor, because there's those that maybe they deal with rejection and they come and we have the hurting people come in. How do we communicate that love? Because some people, their walls are up. Yeah. What do we do to express love to people? I know that we see that, but what would you say pastors watching and they're saying, well, I want to be more loving. I want to have a church that's loving. I want to shift maybe into that model. How do you start? What do you do?
We all have different love languages. Some of us, we are better at showing acts of services. Some of us, we are better at giving. I think we got to be learn to be expressive. We speak in the language of the Spirit. We speak in the language of business. We speak the language of the world. Let's learn to speak the language of love. So, a very simple thing: learn to give. You cannot. You can give without loving, but you can never love without giving. Give of your time. Give of your finances. So we've been around for 33 years, but every year I'm still standing on the stage and say, come on guys, let's give to the poor and needy. Let's help them. Let's bless them. Let's give them hope that God is Jehovah Jireh. God will meet their needs. Giving is one. And let's show acts of service. We can do so much to help others. And when you become loving, you have to be vulnerable. Could you get betrayed? Could you get hurt? Could you be misunderstood? Yes. But that's the price you pay.
Yeah.
And as you love people as unto the Lord, whatever shortfall that you experience, whatever disappointment you face, God will make it up to you. As I love, be it my family members, my loved ones, my church members, my staff, or whoever, I'm not doing it as unto them. Of course I do love them. And of course if they're easy to love, then it makes the job even easier.
Yeah.
But I love them as unto the Lord. Yeah. And I know that if they cannot love me back the way I expect, God will make it up to me. So it's fine. Yeah. So you keep on loving until they don't want your love anymore. Otherwise, I keep on loving.
And that's the agape love.
That is agape love. You slam the door on my face a million times, I keep on loving until I cannot love anymore. Until you don't want me to love. You make it impossible for me, but I'll keep on loving. Yeah. I think that is a Jesus way.
Yeah. It's a Jesus way. Well, there you have it, explained so well. Loving God with all of our heart, with all of our strength, loving our neighbor as we love ourselves. And that's what Jesus said. Everything is fulfilled in those things. And that needs to be the culture of our church. That needs to be the culture in our family, in our marriage, in every area. Sometimes we think, what's this church growth strategy? And give us your points. But I love it. So real. It's the heart. And the heart determines everything else. Thank you, Pastor. We're looking forward to the next episode. And we're once again here with Pastor Kong Hee from City Harvest Church, Singapore. I know you've been blessed. Share this with somebody. Come on, spread the news. Get this out. We need more love in this world that we're in. People are hurting out there. That's what the church is supposed to be, a hospital where we can love the unlovable and keep loving even if they slam the door in our face. Right. We'll see you in the next episode.